All right, y'all. Thanks once again. My name is Luther Richmond, and I'm an EOP counselor. We'll be going over staff introductions shortly. But yeah, basically today, this morning, we're starting STEP 2021. Congratulations for being accepted in UCSB and also into the STEP program. Y'all, I wish I could tell you everything that STEP means to me and to a lot of students, but we would be talking here all day, but hopefully you'll all have a great experience and find and figure this out for yourselves over the next 2 weeks. We have a lot in store for you. And obviously we're remote this year, like last year, for the second year ever. And so we understand that things can be, pretty confusing. I see the sad face. Yes, we will. The good news on the bright side is that your class will be meeting in person in a few weeks. So, we really see this as a good time to make your connections, get used to, or be exposed to the level of expectation that'll be awaiting for you at UCSB, and to connect with our staff, right? So during this presentation, we'll be going over our staff introductions. We want to make sure that you know all of the STEP staff and that you know our EOP family. So we're going to introduce ourselves to you. And we also will go over the STEP mission so that y'all can really get a good understanding of what STEP is and what STEP aims to do and what it has done for over the 40 years. We'll be going over the program overview because, like I mentioned, there is a lot to go over and there's a lot of components to STEP. And since we are remote, it is a little bit confusing. So we want to make sure that y'all are on the same page with what's expected and what we're going to be working on. And then we'll finish up with some program policies and expectations. All right. So I will introduce myself first. We can go over to the next slide. I'll go ahead and introduce myself first since I'm speaking. My name is Luther Richmond. I'm an EOP counselor and coordinator. I coordinate the American Indian and Indigenous Cultural Resource Center. And I am interim coordinator of the African Diasporic Cultural Resource Center, and also coordinate this program, the STEP program, along with Kristin, Liz, and Jennifer, who will be going in a few minutes. And yeah, actually, I'll pass it on. We're going to keep these intros pretty brief because there's a lot of people to introduce. I don't know if we have anyone from the management team, Erin, Patty, Brenda, or Jose in the building. I haven't seen, not yet. So our management team, just so y'all know.
Hey, I'm here.
Oh, sorry. Hey, Patty, good morning. Can you introduce our management team, please?
Yes, of course. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to STEP and to EOP and to UC Santa Barbara. Congratulations on your acceptance, and we're looking forward to spending time with y'all. Thank you so much for the few moments. I'll have to introduce our management team. I'm honored to work with everybody in EOP and especially very closely with our management team. My name is Patricia Garcia. I'm one of the assistant directors. I work alongside Brenda Curial, who also is an assistant director. And Jose Raigosa is our business officer, and we are led by, our entire department is led by our director, Aaron Jones. And I'm not sure, he's out for a few days, and I'm sure he'll be able to join y'all and share some inspiration. That's what he does really well. So glad to see y'all and looking forward to joining you and seeing you on campus soon.
Yes, thank you, Patty. That is our management team. And the reason why we're doing this is because a lot of students, sometimes you come to campus and there's a lot of departments and a lot of places to go and it can be really confusing. So we want to make sure that y'all understand EOP is a department on campus and STEP is one of its programs, right? And so we'll move on to the counseling and administration team. We have Xiomara Lopez, who is currently working on our STTP program. It's kind of like a STEP program for our transfer students. It's our summer transitional transfer program, and summer transfer and transitional program. And next up on the list is Kristin Minami, who coordinates our academics component. I'll let her introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. Sorry, I couldn't find my unmute button. My name is Kristin Minami. I use she, her pronouns. I'm, in addition to being an EOP counselor, I'm also the coordinator for the Asian Resource Center. And I also coordinate the academics for STEP. So thank you all. It's really nice to see you all virtually today. And I'll pass it along.
Yes. Next on the list, we have Jessica Paredes Ulloa, who also is an EOP counselor currently working on the FSSP program. Myself, I'm on the photo. Is Ashcon in right now? I think Ashcon is not in right now. Ashcon's one of our newest EOP counselors and coordinator of the Middle Eastern Resource Center, soon to be named the Manasa Center. Raquel Rodriguez is also EOP counselor, along with Angelica Caudillo. Is Angie in? Let's see. Angie's one of our EOP counselors also. I think we have Ozzy in the building or in the Zoom room, the Zoom building.
Hello, folks. It's good to be here with you this morning. My pronouns are he, him, his, eos. I'm an alumni of UC Santa Barbara for both my undergraduate degree and graduate degree. This is my 28th year as a staff member at UC Santa Barbara Education Opportunity Program. Literally, it turned 28 years today, August 2nd. So other things, I am an alumni of STEP program. I was in the STEP program in 1981 as I came in from Shafter, California to start my education at UCSB. I never thought then that I would end up being a staff member, a counselor. I'm also a pre-enrollment services manager. I oversee and coordinate our orientation program for both first years and transfers, and currently working alongside Jessica Paredes Ulloa and Martha Boran Aguayo. We are the counselors assigned to collaborate and run the satellite office out of freshman summer start program and the second year summer program. I am the only staff member in EOP that will actually be hosting office hours in person at San Nicolas Residence Hall on Tuesdays and Thursdays for the summer. So anyways, I look forward to talking with all of y'all. And I guess one last thing I wanted to share with you. Of my entire immediate family, we are all graduates of UCSB, so we're all gauchos. So between my spouse and I, both did STEP. I did 81, as I mentioned, she did 82. And our eldest son, Jose, also did STEP in 2004. Our youngest son couldn't do STEP because he transferred from Chico State. So there was no transfer EOP program when he entered the university. Anyways, I look forward to working with all of y'all. And I'm excited to see you start your education at UCSB.
Definitely. Thank you, Ozzy. Mr. Jones.
Greetings, Gaucho. How's everybody doing? Fine, I do hope. I am Mr. Jones. My pronouns are Mr., he, him, and his. I've been in the department 17 years. I'm Academic Achievement Counselor 3. I do all things academic, okay? I look forward to meeting each and every one of you guys at some point in your tenure at UCSB. Welcome, Gauchos. I'm glad to see you. STEP 2021.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Jones. Passing it over to Jennifer.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you all. First, I want to thank you all for allowing us in your spaces. I know Zoom is really interesting at the moment, so thank you all for allowing us to be in your spaces and sharing it with us. My name is Jennifer Leon, pronouns she, her, ellas, ella. I am one of the EOP counselors, and I'm also the residential coordinator for the STEP program. So I supervise all of our wonderful student staff that will be working with you these next few weeks. And I'm so excited to see you all. So yay, thanks for joining us all this morning. And I'll pass it on over back to Luther.
Yes. Next up, we have Liz.
Hi there. Welcome, everyone. I'm Liz Deely, Payroll and Financial Assistant for the EOP department. I supervise your wonderful program assistants, which have been, emailing y'all these past few weeks. So welcome. We are so excited to have you guys here and just take advantage of this program. I know it's virtual, but we will connect in the fall. So welcome, everyone.
Thank you, Liz. Last but not least, from our career staff, we have Marta Baran Aguayo. And Marta is one of the administrative assistants and is currently working on our STTP also. So that does it for our career staff. Again, all of our career staff here, including our management team, are here to support you. Just remember that our staff, the STEP staff, are your counselors, right? We're your counselors, and the student staff are your peers. So next up, one of the exciting parts is for the student staff to introduce themselves. They're awesome. They're all student leaders. They're here to help with your transition and answer your questions about starting UCSB. So we will start with the team leads. If the team leads can introduce themselves first.
I can go ahead and get us started. Good morning, everyone. My name is Laura Zepeda. I am a fourth-year sociology major with minors in applied psych and education, and my pronouns are she, her, hers.
You could just popcorn it to someone next.
Okay, I'll popcorn to Lizette.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lisette Santos, she, her pronouns. I just graduated from UCSB with my BA in sociology with minors in education and applied psych. And yeah, I'm one of the team leads and program assistants for this year. And I'll popcorn to Cesar.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Cesar Marquez, pronouns he, him, his. I am incoming fourth year. My majors are history of art and architecture with a double major in sociology and a minor in Spanish. And yeah, I'm a team lead and I'm actually from Bakersfield, California.
All right, now we have the peer mentors. Those are your 3 team leads. Now we have, I think, 10 peer mentors. Let's get started with, I'm just gonna pick on someone. Let's get started with Elsie. You're on my screen.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Elsie Amador. My pronouns are she, her, ella. I'm an incoming fourth year, and my major is feminist studies with a double minor in English and social justice. And sorry, I always forget the second minor. It's like really complicated. I think it's like poverty and equality and social justice. There you go. And I will and I'm the peer mentor for Sunrise Hall. And I will popcorn to my Priscilla.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Priscilla. My pronouns are she, her, ella. I am a fourth year. I'm majoring in psych and brain sciences with a minor in applied psych and educational studies. And I am also going to be a peer mentor for the Sunrise Hall. And then I'll go ahead and popcorn over to, Kayla.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kayla. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm a fourth year psych and brain sciences major with an applied psych minor. And I'll go ahead and popcorn to my co-peer mentor, Marlene.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Marlene Gonzalez. I'm an incoming third year majoring in sociology with a minor in applied psychology. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'm from Watsonville, California. And I'll popcorn it to Sam.
Hi guys, I'm an incoming third year. I'm majoring in math with a concentration in high school education and minoring in science and math education. I'm from Hacienda Heights, California, which is 66 area in LA. And my pronouns are she, her, hers. And I will popcorn to my co-peer mentor, Zenaida.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome. My name is Zenaida Alcantara. My pronouns are she, her, hers, ella, and I am actually a recent 2021 graduate, and I graduated with my bachelor's in Chicanic Studies with the minor in teaching English to speakers of other languages. And I am from Oxnard, California, born and raised here. So shout out to the 805 Central Coast. And yes, I am a peer mentor for the Sunshine Hall. So hello, everyone. And I'll popcorn it over to Ife.
Hello, everyone. I am an incoming third year communications major, minor in Black Studies. I am going to be one of the peer mentors for the Seashell Hall, and I'm going to go ahead and pass it to my co-peer mentor, which is Angel.
Hi, y'all. My name is Angel. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm a sociology and art double major with a minor in applied psychology. And then I also have a certificate in the practice and science of resilience. I'm a fourth year here and I'm from Modesto, California. And I'm going to popcorn to another peer mentor. Wait. There's so many people on my screen, y'all. Hold up. Feng Vi.
Hello, everyone. My name is Fung Vi. I use she, her pronouns. I'm a rising third year communication major, double minoring in professional writing and philosophy. I'm the peer mentor for Starlight Hall, the coolest hall here. So yes. With that, I'll pass it off to my other Senya, are you here?
Yeah, hi. Good morning, everyone. My name is Senya. I use she, they pronouns. I'm an upcoming third year linguistics major with speech language sciences and disorders emphasis, as well as an applied psych minor. And I, as Feng Vi said, I am the PM for Starlight Hall. Let me see, who has not gone yet? Oh my goodness, there are so many people. Hold on. Is there anyone who hasn't gone yet that would be willing to go?
I think that's everyone.
Okay, that's cool.
That's everyone? Okay. Thank you so much. I wanted to also back up a little bit and introduce our co-residential coordinator, Lupe Solis, recent graduate. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Lupe. I think I said I wanted to introduce you, but please introduce yourself.
Yeah, I like, go ahead, Lupe, introduce me. Hello, everyone. Welcome to UCSB. My name is Lupe Solis. My pronouns are she, her, hers. And I just recently graduated from UCSB with a major in sociology and a double minor in English and education. So I'm super happy to be this summer's co-residential coordinator and really help y'all out help y'all transition into UCSB. So welcome. And I think that's it. That's it for me.
Yes, that is the STEP team. I also would like to take the moment to shout out someone really special, our VIP here, Jack Rivas. He's a staff member on campus, and I'll let him introduce himself. He's here on a volunteer basis, but we're definitely glad that he's here.
Thank you, Luther. I appreciate that. My name is Jack. I use he, him, they, them pronouns. I'm the OG, so I've been here forever. I think I've worked every single step that ever existed. So I love STEP. I've actually been the counselor of several staff members at EOP when they were students here. So I look forward to meeting with my particular group and working with Sam in our group. But thank you all for having me. You're in for a wonderful experience, virtual or not. It's a wonderful experience. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Jack, for being here, y'all. It's amazing to have Jack here. He's one of the founders of peer mentorship at UCSB, one of our first peer mentors at UC Santa Barbara, who really got a lot of this stuff started. So you'll have a chance to connect with him and other College of Letters and Science advisors later this week. So yeah, that's something that we're all excited about. Lastly, really quick, I did mention in my intro that I'm also a former participant of STEP. I did STEP 2003. So I was in your shoes, not, a while back, not too recent, but yeah, I just wanted to share that I was a STEP participant, also UCSB alum. I graduated with communication from UC Santa Barbara in 2007. And I can remember being a first year, I was definitely confused. I was a little bit anxious. I was nervous. And EOP and counselors like Jack, advisors like Jack and Ozzy and others helped me kind of sort things out and really find my place on campus. And that's what we're here to do. I did get a master's degree from San Jose State, and I've been working at EOP since 2013, in December 2013. And fun fact, I met my wife at the EOP front desk, y'all, in a building called El Centro. So we will be sharing more about El Centro. Yes, the PAs. How could I forget? I'm so sorry. Let's have the PAs introduce themselves, please.
Yeah, I can go. Hi everyone, my name is Keon. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I'm a rising third year here at UCSB. I'm a political science major and a music and history double minor. And yeah, I'm one of your STEP PAs. I'm super excited to get to know all of you. And I'll pass it on to Elizabeth.
Hi everyone, my name is Elizabeth. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I just recently graduated class of 2021 with my BA in sociology and feminist studies, and I'm originally from Carson, California.
And I think Lisette already introduced herself. Lisette is actually a PA and a team lead, so she already went. Okay, that's it for the intros. I think that I know that you will. Sorry, y'all, my chat is blowing up. It's distracting me. But you'll have a chance to meet with most of us, if not all of us, along with other staff members from other departments, from outside departments, over the next 2 weeks. All right. Let's go over to the next slide for the STEP mission statement. If I can get a STEP participant volunteer, first one in the chat, who can read the STEP mission statement, please. Any brave soul. Or you could just unmute and just say me.
I'll do it.
Is that Rihanna?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Let's make sure. Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Rihanna. You can go.
It is the mission of the Summer Transitional Enrichment Program, STEP, to aid in the retention of incoming EOP students so that they may persist and continue on toward a 4-year degree at UCSB. STEP programming will assist participants in their transition to UCSB by cultivating a sense of belonging in community while instilling university standards and expectations in relation to scholarship, leadership, and citizenship.
Yes, thank you so much. Do you know, sorry to put you on the spot, but do you know what hall you're in at this point?
I am in the Starlight Hall, I believe.
Starlight, okay. Lupe, let's make sure we record 10 points for the Starlight Hall. Y'all don't even know about this competition yet. You're learning more about it, but yeah, thank you. Starlight, 10 points to the good right now. All right, so that's it. Basically, that's it. That's our STEP mission. Over the years, the mission hasn't really changed too much in the past 40 years. Just the things that have changed are the students and the staff and how we go about carrying out that mission, right? So that's what we aim to do this week. Next slide, a little bit of our history. So yeah, again, just to go over, or just to mention, STEP is a program offered by the Educational Opportunity Program, which is a department on campus. Just want to be clear about that. And if you couldn't tell by now, EOP has such a rich history on campus. EOP came out of the civil rights movement of the 1960s. So you want to kind of think of what kinds of things were happening in the 60s, right? So there was political volatility. There's a Civil Rights Act of 1964, and there was a lot of student activism, very similar to what's going on today with different forms of activism for students' rights, right? And it really does continue. STEP's, like as I mentioned, STEP's format has changed, but the mission has stayed pretty much the same over the years. And that's to support students in their transition to UCSB while creating networks. So for you all, so that your transition is just that much easier when you return in the fall. And just want to also mention that, STEP has a long history of transforming incoming EOP students like yourselves into prepared scholars. Many former STEPers work on campus in various roles, myself included, Ozzy, Jack, and others. Assistant deans, some presenters that you'll meet were former STEPers, people from financial aid, the housing department, housing residential services, I should say. In addition to other things outside of campus, there's members of Congress that were former STEPers, actors, judges, entrepreneurs. So you've already established your network just by participating in this program. Right? And next slide. So yeah, who are you and why are you here? So this is just kind of like just some perspective, right? Y'all have just finished high school, and which is like the end of something huge, but then it's a little bit confusing because there's so much ahead, right? And there's an opportunity to kind of reflect and create yourself into who you want to be. So first and foremost, I want you to realize that y'all are scholars and that you all belong here. And I really just hope that you all celebrate this great diversity. I know that not everyone's able to put their cameras on, but if you can, put them on so y'all can see each other and get to know your faces. And and just really so that you can see that everyone has different backgrounds, abilities, interests, talents, and skills, and different styles, right? But you all are capable of success at UCSB. And so again, as if I haven't mentioned it before, we are here to support you through your academic journey, along your academic journey. So we hope you take steps to develop your awareness, to look at different passions you might have, develop your skill sets. And and all of our staff, we really just encourage you to explore and try different things and really get out of your comfort zone. And practice getting out of your comfort zone over the next 2 weeks, so that it's not as tough, when we return in the fall. Right. Next slide. Oh, I think it stopped sharing, y'all. There it goes. All right. Next slide. So a little challenge. So I really, it's not really like a real challenge, like the Battle of the Halls will be, but this is a challenge over the next few weeks during STEP, but also throughout your whole first year, right? So just think of all the opportunities that you have just by being present at the university. There's so many resources, there's so many resources that it's kind of hard to learn about all of them, and if you're eligible for all of them, right? So there are just so many resources here and different groups of people to learn from, new cultures, new ways of doing things, different philosophies or ways of thinking. There's different opportunities for socioeconomic mobility. So, increasing your income and whatnot, and just the list goes on. And so as a result, just by being at this university and taking advantage of these opportunities, you should hopefully become a more well-rounded person that can think critically and think for yourself, really, right? And so for the most part, you'll have a better understanding of others' ways and thoughts. You don't have to agree with them, but at least you'll know where they're coming from, and that'll hopefully lead to you being better equipped to dealing with these differences, right? And just a little word about success, right? Up to this point, most of you have had various influences affect your ideas of success, right? Your families, your peer groups, TV, like everyone's saying what success is. So I encourage you to define what success is to you. This summer, this year, over the next few years, it'll be hopefully like an ongoing conversation with yourself about what success is to you. So really think about and chat with us, with your counselors and your peers. We want to help because it's not easy to figure it out, right? So talk to us about, what it is that you want to do. What do you want to experience over the next 4 years? And so once you decide, are you willing to commit, right? Are you willing to kind of sacrifice for it and commit to, and work hard towards it? That part's up to you. But again, we'll be there to help guide you and to help keep you accountable, right? And next slide. All right, there we go. Step overview. So again, like I mentioned, there's a lot of components, a couple different calendars, and lots of different reminders of where to be. So we want to make sure that y'all are on the same page. We want to make this somewhat interactive. So if you have questions, feel free to unmute. Again, it's the EOP family, it's the STEP family. So if you have questions, do not hesitate to just unmute and ask, all right? So as a reminder, everything that I'm about to go over was sent out with more detailed information via email about the pre-assignments and the different platforms that we're going to be using, as well as a few tutorial videos about Shoreline and Gaucho Space. So definitely check your emails if you haven't watched those videos already, but I still will go over a few of the things in case you haven't checked those out. Before I get into the calendar, I have an update on one of the pieces of the calendar for our campus community events. Previous calendar went out a few weeks ago that showed a registration event on Thursday, 8/12 at 9:30 a.m. Due to some scheduling conflicts and course availability, we will not be offering the fall course changes. So that event on the 12th at 9:30 will not be taking place. If you did not attend an orientation session and have not registered for one yet, you should be receiving an email soon about something called Virtual Advising Day, which is taking place on August 19th. So if you don't have your class schedule yet, you definitely want to check in and attend that event. Again, emails for that event should be going out this week from the summer orientation program, which is a different department than EOP. But if you have questions about it, definitely reach out and we can find some answers for you. All right. Cool. So that's a little bit about a little update on the campus community events. We have academics that Kristin, our EOP counselor Kristin, will be going over in a second. And then our residential component, which is coordinated by Jennifer Leon, and our co-residential coordinator, Lupe Solis. This is really like the residential programs really is what makes STEP special. Over the past 40 years, everyone gets together. We're missing that a little bit, obviously, because we're remote. But our goal is still to help you connect, right? Connect with one another and create those same types of bonds. So that once we're back in person, you all already have your network of support and your acquaintances groups. So Jennifer will share a little bit more about the residential component coming up. But just to go over the platforms really quickly, I know there might be some questions still, but again, just a brief overview. So for most of the platforms, you're going to need to use your NetID and password. Most of you, I think, should know how to do that because that's how you sign into your Zoom account and Gaucho Space, and that's how you'll sign into Shoreline. If you don't know what your NetID is yet, it's just the little portion before the @ sign in your UCSB email. So for example, I can put it in the chat. My email is luther@ucsb.edu. So my NetID would just be Luther. So yeah, just the part right before that sign in your email, right? So having a strong understanding of each of these programs or platforms will be necessary, right, to succeeding in the program and kind of knowing what's going on. Shoreline, the first platform I'll go over, Shoreline is kind of like a UCSB Facebook, if you will. So for lack of a better comparison, again, there is a tutorial video in your email out there, but just think of Shoreline as the program hub. That's where everyone will gather. That's where you register for events and where you get the Zoom links for those events. You can also send emails to each other and post on the group page. I encourage everyone to visit the group page to look at or to look for different updates, but also to post questions or just to check in with other people. It's kind of like a Facebook wall where we can all post. All right. There's also a mobile app, a Shoreline app you can find for Android and iOS, and it's really helpful for just staying up to date if you want to have that on your phone. Next up, Gaucho Space. So Gaucho Space, you'll be using your NetID and password to access that, and that's where all of your course materials are going to be for writing and transitions. I think y'all are pretty much well versed in that. And yeah, that's you can find your readings, your syllabus, and some on-demand videos within Gaucho Space. The link to your transition section will be placed there as well in your Gaucho Space. And so for transition sections, there are no Shoreline events to register for. You just have to go into Zoom, click on the Zoom link during your advertised time for your transition section. That still might be confusing. We'll go over it kind of step by step, y'all. And again, contact your peer mentors if you have questions about scheduling. Zoom, we're on Zoom right now. This is where we will be meeting, the platform that we'll use most often, or pretty much exclusively for video conferencing. And then GroupMe, I think some of y'all have signed up for your Halls GroupMe. Please do so. It's a good way to keep in touch and a good way to text on your phone without giving everyone your phone number, right? So we'll be using all those different platforms. If you haven't signed up for any of them, I'm sorry, if you haven't signed up for Group Me yet, just contact your peer mentor and they can show you how to do that. All right. Cool. Next slide. We'll go over to step. I'll pass it over to Kristin for step academics.
Awesome. Okay. So I will try to keep this as succinct as possible because I know there's a lot to talk about with academics. So as a reminder for your writing, transitions courses, all of that, these aren't graded. And so that's not something that y'all have to necessarily worry about. But we do ask that steppers or step students, we do ask that you complete the pre-assignments, complete the homework, complete the readings as much as you can in order to get a sense of the experience as to what professors might be asking for in the fall quarter, get a sense of what classes can feel like at UCSB, virtually and in person soon. So again, it'll hopefully give you the experience of navigating, of just kind of like what classes are like at UCSB. Additionally, it's meant to give, as Luther mentioned, it's meant to give you a sense of how to use these platforms. And so Gaucho Space, again, being the biggest one that we use for academics, you'll not only use it for STEP, but you'll use it for really almost all of your courses here at UCSB. So now hopefully should be the time that you all start to get comfortable with it. Again, as was mentioned, take a look at that email, take a look at those video tutorials that your program assistants put together for you. They're really informative as to give you an overview as to how to navigate those sites. So quickly and briefly, your writing courses, they're all in the morning. This week they'll be Tuesdays, Thursdays, and next week they'll be Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You should either be in a 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. class. Those times won't change throughout your time at STEP. So if you're in a 9 a.m. class, you'll be in a 9 a.m. class all through STEP. And then, so those are your writing courses. Again, check your Gaucho page, Gaucho Space page for info on your courses, or excuse me, info on your readings, your pre-assignments, all that. For some of you, your writing instructors may have already reached out to you. So I also suggest you check your UCSB email to get a sense of what they're asking from you as well. Transitions lecture and section. So these are also meant to give you a sense of what classes and what the structure can look like, as well as give you, I like to call transitions, like it's a really nice holistic way of approaching, really tying everything together that you learn in STEP in a nice, neat little bow. So lectures usually in the afternoon, sometimes in the late morning, some of them in the afternoon, sorry, random truck. And then your transition section will be in the afternoons, primarily from 12:30 to 2 that you'll notice on your schedule. But next Monday, there's the exception of 1 to 2 o'clock, or 1 to 1:45, excuse me. So just kind of keep that in mind. And then last piece that I'll mention for attendance, we do ask that students attend as much of these classes and these sections and lectures as possible. Our writing instructors and our transition staff facilitators have all put in a lot of work to create classes, create a course for you that you can hopefully, again, transition into and get a sense of what they'll be like at UCSB. Your program assistant should have already sent out a form for you all to fill out if there are any time schedule conflicts or anything that you all think might come up during your time with your academic courses. So if you haven't filled that out already, please do that. Please also feel free to reach out to your writing instructors, your peer mentors, and your program assistants if any scheduling issues come up. But yeah, I think that'll do it for me. I'm so sorry. I'm just noticing the chat kind of going off. But yes, also let your writing instructor know if you'll be missing classes. And thank you all, peer mentors, dropping that in the chat for us. But I'll go ahead and turn it back over to Luther.
Yes, thank you so much, Kristin. We'll go over to the next slide, which is residential.
Sorry, I'm multitasking. So hi, everyone. So as we mentioned before, my name is Jennifer Leon, pronoun she, her, ella. I am the EOP counselor and residential coordinator. And I'll briefly go over the expectations and policies for the program. So these were shared to you on the applications that you all received and submitted initially. You also get an opportunity to go over it once more in today's hall meeting with your peer mentors, ask those questions if anything's unclear. But here I'll just use this time and space to briefly review it just as a brief reminder. So UCSB is a community of people with diverse cultural, racial and ethnic backgrounds. We represent a broad spectrum of national origins, religious beliefs, and political affiliations. We need to learn from one another in an atmosphere of positive encouragement and mutual respect. So our activities, classes, and daily interactions must be rooted in a genuine desire to learn from others. So ultimately, we must give the respect which we ourselves desire. Bigotry has no place within our community, nor does the denigration of another human being. So violations of the STEP virtual guidelines, whether they're verbal or typed, will be subject to potentially immediate dismissal from STEP and will be reported to UCSB bias incident response team. Again, you'll review all of these with your peer mentors within your hall meetings in a smaller space. Cyberbullying, Zoom bombing, doxing, or hateful or harmful communication will not be tolerated during STEP. As mentioned with the academics, right? So you are required and expected to attend all classes, lectures, and evening activities throughout the program. We do understand if you have outside commitments or circumstances that prevent you from participating. So please communicate your needs in advance to your instructors and your peer mentors. We understand things can arise suddenly, so please be in constant communication with your peer mentors. They have established group meets as discussed earlier, where you can quickly send them a brief message. It kind of works like a text message. Emails work great too. So, establish those expectations within your halls and your hall meetings with your peer mentors and utilize that, those forms of communication. Students are expected to participate through the end of the program. So early departures must contact their hall peer mentors to begin the process of signing out of the program. So if you are considering departing from the program, please communicate with your peer mentor and really have that open discussion about that process. So EOP career staff and our student staff are your counselors and peers. So we do not wish to be punitive, and we usually have a very low number of incidents that require sanctions or discipline. So with that said, we do have the responsibility to uphold our UC principles of community, as well as create and maintain a safe space for all of our students and staff. So just want to briefly go over these again. There'll be time and space to be able to share these in more in depth if needed. But I do want to go over what the residential component and the breakdown is. So up to this point, your main point of contact has been your program assistant. Now that the program has began, your peer mentor will be your primary contact to reach out to for any program information. So again, like I mentioned, you'll establish these forms of communication with your peer mentor in today's hall meeting. You may still contact your program assistant for logistical questions or to troubleshoot problems if your peer mentor is unavailable for any reason. So even though we won't physically be together, right, we will still be grouped into 5 virtual halls. So as mentioned earlier, we have our Sunrise Hall, Sunset, we have Seashell, Sandbar, and Starlight. Each hall will be led by 2 peer mentors. You should have all received an introductory welcoming email from them on Friday. So please check your UCSB emails to kind of get that review. They're great emails. And you should have, you should have had been welcome. So if any questions arise, reach out to them, reach out to all of our members here. We're all here to kind of help you get that engagement into the program, introduce you to UCSB, and really help you in your transition to our campus. And then now to share more about what you will do as a hall, I will now pass it over to our team leads to share more about social activities and hall meetings, unless there's any questions that I didn't see in the chat, because I do see there's some items in the chat.
No, I think we're all good
Right.
as far as questions.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and pass them over to our residential staff.
Yeah, so hall meetings are very important for the program, important for you as a student, because this is our spaces that you kind of build a community. Like mentioned, we're gonna be divided in 5. All you students are gonna be divided in 5 halls. So Sandbar, Seashell, all of those. And then it's like 24 students, so it's a smaller group where you could communicate with each other, build that sense of community, like I mentioned before. And this is in my personal experience. I did a step in 2018, and this was the place where I kind of found my friends. I found all my friends that are still my friends to this day. So it's basically that space that you're gonna have, and you're gonna honestly treasure for the rest of your life, because that space is basically very important. The topics such as imposter syndrome, topics about UCSB, anything, bike paths, anything, you're gonna talk about that in hall meetings, because all those topics are very important to be successful at UCSB. The mentor activities, we're still kind of making sure that we give enough breaks for you all students. I know Zoom fatigue is something real, so we're trying to see how the program goes, and then we're gonna go ahead and decide if, and also hear your opinion as a student, if you are willing to do some activities where we can all come as a group and have those wonderful activities that we have prepared already. We're just waiting to see how the program goes.
And just to add on, I really want to emphasize that you really do get out of it what you put in. It doesn't mean that you have to attend all, because I know we have some optional events. It doesn't mean that you have to attend all of them. Like Cesar mentioned, like Zoom fatigue is real, but I do encourage you to check some of them out. I myself also was a stepper in 2018, and I really loved going to the activities. It was a great opportunity to meet new people. I still connect with a lot of the students from our 2018 cohort, and it's just always cool to like know somebody, whether that be in a class when you step in and you don't know anyone. Knowing someone from STEP is already like an initial like connection. You're gonna sit next to each other in classes, or wherever you are on campus. It's just like a great connection to make, and I really emphasize you getting out of your comfort zone, and you're not gonna regret it.
Yes, thank you. And then I want to go over the Battle of the Halls. As Luther had previously mentioned, we're going to have a little competition for y'all. And pretty much the way to earn points for your specific hall is by attending like the mandatory events, which are going to be like writing sessions, transition sections, and hall meetings. And then your peer mentors are going to be just taking role. And then also like the optional events, those are going to be bonus points. So really want to encourage y'all to make it out to those events if possible. Kind of like a quick overview of how the points are going to be broken down are 5 points. Like if all students are mandatory, if all students are at the mandatory events, and then if, let's say we have at most 5 students missing, this is going to be 3 points. And then if more than 5 students are absent, it's going to result in no points. But so really just hold each other accountable, motivate one another to attend those events if you're able to, and then get those bonus points at the optional events. But I'll send y'all more info on points and other ways to get those points, but good luck, y'all.
Yes, thank you, Lupe. We'll go over to, I think it's the last slide. Just a few reminders just about the communication and any questions. Just a reminder, our first hall meeting is tonight. So y'all will, not tonight, I'm sorry, I should say this afternoon. At 2:15 p.m. And this is the first chance that you get to see who else is in your halls. And it's another chance to like I mentioned, meet your hallmates, go over the schedule in detail, ask any questions that have come up in between now and then. And a lot of information will be shared there also, like was already mentioned. And any unanswered questions that oh, I see the chat going off. Are we going to be emailed a link? I think you might already have that link, but if not, it'll come through soon in the next hour or so. Next thing is peer mentor on call hours. So the peer mentors will be on call starting tomorrow, I think in the afternoon. And so what this is basically a Zoom room that's going to be open for you to just drop into. So with the in-person program, we're all in the same res hall, we're living there, and you can just come up to the office and kind of check in with us. This is kind of like the remote or virtual equivalent. So the link for the on-call Zoom room, that'll be posted on Shoreline and most likely your GroupMe also. So just stay tuned for that. Just want to give you a heads up. That's what that is. Again, just a place, the on-call hour is just a place for you to connect with the different staff, ask questions, get to know them, etc. All right. Then again, another reminder about Shoreline, the group page feed, check it out. I think all we have there so far is the grid calendar, the step grid calendar. But yeah, ask any questions. That's our forum to just stay in touch there. So yeah, I think scheduling, expectations, due date questions can go there also if you're not able to connect with a PM. And then also registering for events. So coming up, I'm like kind of laughing at the chat. Yes, please come talk with us. We wanna connect with you. But register for events. Registering will really help because you will get reminders. There's a lot of things going on, so reminders help. And check your emails too. I saw, I think it was Jose put in the chat earlier, like, yeah, I need to check my email. Yes, like the expectation of email checking goes up right after high school into college now. So emails are coming. Please stay posted. And I think that's about it. I know we're just like 1 minute before we're supposed to end, but does anyone have any questions to open it up? I can almost guarantee if you have the question, someone else in the Zoom room does as well. So anything y'all could ask before we head out? Oh yeah, you don't, thanks Timothy. You don't even have to raise your hand. You can just unmute. Go ahead.
All right. Hello, my name is Timothy Page. I have a question regarding like locate your hall because I'm looking through my emails and I can't find it anywhere in my email.
Okay.
So where do we locate that?
Got it. We will, it should have been sent out. There could have been a hiccup, but we'll resend something out within the next hour, and we'll make sure that you know where that is. Okay. One of the peer mentors will reach out directly. Got it. Cool. Actually, shout out for asking a question, Lupe. Can we give 5 points to Timothy Page's hall as soon as we find out where that is?
Yes, definitely.
Got it. Thank you. And then another question. Let me see let me make sure I'm getting them in order. Are all meetings mandatory except the optional ones? Basically, yes, y'all. So during the it's really tough because we understand that y'all have other obligations and everything because we are virtual. And with the in-person program, the calendar is heavy, right? We're up at 8:30 in the morning, and there's usually events till 9:30 or 10 at night. Not all of them are mandatory with the in-person program, but we're trying to replicate that level of connection and the level of resources that we can offer to you. So if you see like those optional events, they're advising, which really, like, yes, it is optional, but it is also the benefit of participating in the program too. So ideally you can make everything. If not, just give us a heads up. So yeah, that's my response for that. I see Timothy is in Seashell. Okay, 5 points to Seashell. Just checking the chat. Concerning our writing class for STEP, where would you find the Zoom link for class participation? Oh, like for, is that Bradley? Do you mean the attendance sheet? Yeah, okay, cool. So for writing classes and transitions, the instructors will put in the Zoom chat the link for the Google form. So like there's gonna be a link put in the chat, you click on it and then you put your name and perm, and then that will log you in for your attendance. Cool. Nice. Allison says, how do I sign up for the hall meeting? There should, on Shoreline, there's gonna be, you should have received an email invite for your hall meeting and you register for it. And then that will tell the peer mentors that you registered. It doesn't give a link in the email. It should be on Shoreline. But we'll have your peer mentors reach out to you to make sure that you can register for those hall meetings right after this. One sec. Yeah, thanks, Kristin, for mentioning the gauchos, the links. Very good question, Valerie. We do not offer credit for attending STEP. They're not credit based. So these classes are not graded and they don't go on your record. So they won't affect your GPA either way. Okay. Yeah, so I know some of you have to work, Zooms from work. I don't recommend Zooming from work. Y'all, I want you to keep your jobs at least for the next few weeks until you return. But I would recommend having a conversation with your supervisors. I know that not everyone has really supportive supervisors or flexible jobs like that, but if you can explain that it's a really good opportunity. These are your college advisors that you're going to be meeting with and other college students that you're going to be going to school with soon. So it is a good reason if there was one to miss work. And yeah, I think those are all the questions. Anyone else want to unmute before we hop off? Pop quiz, what's the next event? Can I get a participant? What time is the next event starting?
12:30.
12:30 soon, right? Thanks. I don't know who that was, but I think we'll be done giving out points right now. Kiara, thank you. Yeah, so there's just a few minutes. We want to give you a break. If you do have other questions, be sure to reach out to your peer mentor. We'll get that all squared away. Mario Galicia, he's awesome. And he's coming up at 12:30 to give a lecture on critical thinking and just transitioning into the university. All right, so we hope to see you back at 12:30. If anyone does have any questions that they don't want to reach out about and they would just want to hang on the line, we'll hang out for a second. But yeah, y'all are good to go and log off.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Let's have a good step 21.